Hello. In today's video, we'll be discussing nutrition. So, obviously, nutrition is a complicated topic to talk about, but in this video, I'm going to try and simplify it as much as possible and to categorize things in principles rather than um, specific diets or specific styles of eating, because ultimately we're all different and a one size fits all um, approach is simply not going to work. So let's get into it. Principle number one is to prioritize protein with every meal. This is something that's so basic and people talk about all the time, but when I'm out and I'm looking at people eating and the foods that they select or whatever, they never seem to be prioritizing protein. And the guys who are most in shape and healthy and performing well, they do this naturally. So that's definitely something that you need to consider. And that's eating proteins with every meal. And protein sources come from things like meat, fish, eggs, some cheeses, things like Greek yogurt as well, going to be extremely beneficial to keep you satiated, which means keeping you fuller for longer, giving you enough energy throughout the day, and they tend to be very, very nutrient dense. Okay, so that leads me on to principle number two, which is to prioritize whole foods. Whole foods tend to be single ingredient foods, things that only contain one ingredient. So if you take a look at a steak, you know that it's beef. It's literally one ingredient, rather than having 20 plus ingredients on the back of on a nutritional label. That's probably not going to be the best thing to go for. So prioritizing single ingredient whole foods is principle number two. Leading on to number three, which is to eliminate or limit ultra processed foods as much as possible, right? So your cheesecakes, your ice creams, your pizzas, that needs to be limited. In some people's cases, it needs to be completely eliminated because it will affect things like gut health, hormonal profiles, and so on. So try your best to eliminate processed foods as much as you can. And then the last principle is principle number four, which is to be aware of calories. So be conscious of calories, but don't be obsessed with tracking your calories all of the time. I've seen this work for a lot of people where they will track their foods all the time, and that's just something that they do, which is cool, to be honest, but it's not a level of obsession about it. They kind of understand how many calories that they're consuming. If they look at 200-gram chicken breast, they know how many calories are going to be in there, and so on. So I would recommend tracking your calories maybe for 2 to 4 weeks if you've never done it before, just to gain a better understanding of calories and become more aware of how many calories roughly that you're consuming throughout the day, throughout the week, and also throughout each meal. So the four principles, let me just go over them again. Principle number one, prioritize protein. Principle number two, prioritize whole foods. Number three, eliminate ultra processed foods. And then the last one is to be aware of calories, but not overly obsessed. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Drop me a message or an email at tom@acquiredstrength.co.uk. So tom@acquiredstrength.co.uk. I'll put it in the link below. Thank you.